I have a very personal question.
Yes?
How can I become a more orderly person? You know, I'm an artist.
So, does it feel to you that that's a desire that you're receiving?
Yes.
So, does it feel to you that you've been putting some things into your vortex that have amounted to that? And can you think about what some of those things are?
Well, I wanted to look more pretty when I come home.
Do you find that you're more efficient when things are where you can find them?
Yes.
And so not being able to find something makes you want to be able to find it. And
Yes.
having things cluttered sometimes makes you want them to be more orderly. So can we agree that your life experience is what is causing this evolution?
Yes.
So could we agree that the idea of being more orderly is born out of disorder?
Yes, sure. Yeah.
So could we agree that the desire for more order is an expansion from disorder? That it's an improvement of disorder? Could we say that the variety, or maybe even the chaos of the universe or of the time-space reality, gives birth to expansion and evolution? So could we say that all order is born out of chaos? And could we say that the order that is born out of chaos is an expansion, that it is an improvement, that it is something wanted? Because there are those who will defend their disorder. In other words, they will defend their chaos. They will defend the mess that they've made. They will say, I can find things in my mess, but now you've cleaned it up, I can't find things in my mess. But do you think that it is fair to say that order is an improvement over disorder?
Sure.
And do you think that maybe in some ways that that's what creation always is? It's the sifting through the variety and from it choosing the pieces that you're wanting, and then law of attraction framing that up, shoring that up, and then delivering something to you that is more comprehensible, something that is more satisfying.
You just explained care theory. Yes. Right. Yeah.
So as an artist, you're creating something out of a lot. Where do you get it, and how do you focus, and why is the focus from the chaos bringing that into some order? Why is that satisfying to so many?
Oh, that's creative.
It is, isn't it? So enough?
Well, how do I do it? I mean, I understand the theory, but how do I get myself to do it?
Oh, there's no hope for you. This conversation from these days that we've been together is producing new within you. If a desire is realized by you, it's the beginning of something that can be played all the way out. In other words, we've been saying this to you through Esther for many, many years, that if this time-space reality, if your life can cause you to desire something, then this life that you are living has the wherewithal to deliver it to you fully. And so we think this conversation of acknowledging that it is an evolved or expanded version of you, that it is a desire, it is something that you desire, it is something that is real, it is something that you've already given birth to. We think that contemplating it as we have just now has put it into a newer, stronger place for you than it ever has been before. And so if you accept, and we know that you do you accept that this is a desire that is born within you?
Yes.
Do you accept that?
Yes.
And do you accept that all desires that are born within you have the ability to be accomplished? So can that be enough? Could it be enough for you to accept that if you can desire it, that it can be? Could that be enough for you? Because if that could be enough for you, you would close the gap of time very quickly between having the realization of the desire and having the full manifestation of it. Let's go back and talk about that again. If you accept that the desire is the first step and that it is the beginning of a sure thing, then would you need to know precisely how and when and where and who? And if you could take the how and the where and the when and the who out of that journey, once you are a realizer of a desire, Don't you think it would be more pleasant, and don't you think it would move more quickly? Because when you ask a question like how to go about something that you don't know how to go about, then what does that do? That produces more contradiction, more contrast, doesn't it? When you ask where or when or who, doesn't that?
That's exactly what I sort of stumble over.
So we're asking you on this subject that most are feeling is not a really big deal, but it is a big deal.
To me, yes.
We're asking you this all-important question, the most important question that we've ever asked of anyone ever. Can you accept that having the desire for it is enough? The desire for it is enough. Now, if you can say yes to that, then you understand all of these laws of the universe that we've been presenting to you all week long. If you can say yes, my desire is enough, then what that means is you understand law of attraction, you understand momentum, you understand inevitability, you understand that it's a sure thing, you understand momentum, you understand that it is in the process of becoming, you understand that you don't need to justify, you understand that you don't have to offer effort about it. And if you understand all of those things, then you are less likely to get something in the way that's going to slow it down. This is a conversation about action. This is a conversation about effort. This is a conversation about inspiration as compared to motivation. This is a conversation about going with the flow. This is a conversation about no longer trying to validate and justify. This is a conversation about trusting that your life caused you to desire it, and now the desire was born and, most important, realized by you. And once it's realized by you, then you've just got to get out of the way of it. Now, what are some things that you might do that would cause you to be in the way of this desire? Every time you look at a mess and condemn it. Every time you look at it and don't like it. Now, do you think that your inner being is disgusted by the mess around you?
I don't think so, no.
Of course not. That's why you're uncomfortable when you are.
Oh.
So your inner being is not judging it, because your inner being
It's playful.
Your inner being can look into the chaos of the contrast of your life experience and create worlds. Your inner being sees it as contrast, not chaos. Your inner being sees it as variety, not dysfunction. Your inner being sees it as something to choose from. And so all you're saying is you would just like to bring that into a little more focused and more pleasing experience around you, yes?
Yeah.
And so in the same way that you take from wherever ideas that flow into your art, couldn't you take the mess that surrounds you and make it more artful?
Yeah, make a piece of art of it, yeah.
Couldn't you make it more artful? Couldn't you put it in places where it looks beautiful? Couldn't you assign beauty to that? Couldn't you tame it as you do the ideas that are focused into your art? You see what we're getting at?
Well, tame it like a stone, yeah.
Feel the difference between inspiration and motivation. And think about how the desire was inspired, and now let that inspiration come further. And what you begin to notice is that you just begin to move and flow. You find yourself having an awareness of that and picking it up as you're going over there. And because you've now got it, it goes with this, and this goes with this. And it's like you're just moving and dancing within the walls of your creative canvas, so to speak, and feeling the inspiration. And before you know it, everything in your life experience will feel like it is your friend. And each thing that you are moving about within will find its perfect place. And it will be the perfect place that you are choosing from your broader perspective. And before you know it, all things will feel orderly in your life experience. And that is what clarity really is. Clarity is alignment with source and following the inspiration. And of course, the order of things is something that you could all compare. What's the quality of the order? What you may be inspired to may be very different from what anybody else is inspired to, but that's all right. Everyone gets to create their own reality, yes? It's only your own discord, it's only your own dissatisfaction with yourself that we are ever seeking to soothe, not to please some other.
I love that, really. That's a totally different perspective towards order.
There is vibration in everything. And the only reason that we are really wanting to have a conversation with any of you about what you are calling clutter is because we're going to say this to you in a very bold, memorable way. Your now reality is cluttering the becoming of the desires that are in your vortex. Because they were about what you used to want. They were about what you used to do. They were about who you used to be. And so there is a lot of vibrational clutter. That's what we've been talking about in all the hours that we've been together, is coming into clarity. Think about moving forward. Think about being in a messy place and getting in your car and just moving on. Think about the clarity of just leaving behind things that no longer apply and just taking with you what does. You see what we're getting at? Esther feels that way every time she packs. She leaves behind everything that is not necessary to this trip. And she finds that what she has with her is really satisfying because she can't carry all of her clutter with her.
No. Oh.
Did we get there for you?
Yes, even more. I mean, you get,
Enough?
as always, it's more than before. Yeah, thank you.
Have fun with it. Feel the inspiration of it.